What is up, fam? It's your boy T back with another video. I'm gonna react to the Brahmastra Trailer Breakdown, and we're gonna check out the theories, storyline, and cameos that you guys probably missed, that I probably missed as well. We're gonna react to a video by Tried and Refused Productions. Let's check it out. Much love to you guys, and shout out to Tried and Refused Productions as well. Let's see what it is, man. Let's go. This is probably gonna be the one of the craziest movies
Now
this
that
year.
everyone has calmed down and has seen the trailer more than 20 times, yeah, I guess I'm just talking about myself here, let's get into the finer details of Brahmastra frame by frame. I think this video can be a deep analysis of all the theories, the possible storyline, the several Easter eggs dropped, and the cameos that may follow. So without wasting any time, let's get into the trailer breakdown of Brahmastra. From the very first frame, we know that this is a Dharma Productions movie in collaboration with Star Studios. So you realize that Karan Johar may have produced this film. Okay. So I'm sorry, I had to get it out there.
Links
If
with
trailer
Star
breakdowns are going
Studios.
to be like that, I wouldn't mind you clicking off right away. I'm gonna get serious now. From the first frame, you see Nagarjuna's character. I think it's pretty clear for us that the color blue represents individuals who are protecting the ancient Astras to get into the hands of forces that want to use it for personal gain and carnage. Nagarjuna, being an individual from the sect of protectors, is wearing a bracelet that represents the power of Nandi, the bull besides Lord Shiva. The fact that we have seen so many frames across our childhood where Nandi is besides Lord Shiva, almost as a protective shield, what the trailer makes clear is that Nagarjuna's character acts as the same savior for Shiva against the evil dark forces. As Nandi is to Shiva, Nagarjuna's character is to Ranbir's character.
Now that
We see
makes
a woman
sense.
walking in the very next frame as probably the one who possesses the power of the element of water. She takes massive strides as the waves behind her reach an enormous height, representative of her sheer power.
That was
There are many
crazy.
theories to how the character might be integrated into the storyline. When Shiva reaches his final form, does he require the help of the people who possess the powers of other elements? Will Jal and Vayu aid Agni in the penultimate scene of the film? This is all that the movie promises for us to explore in the theatre, but the main question is, who is playing this role? The tall frame makes me assume Deepika Padukone, and there are some articles floating around that she may have a cameo in this movie. A crazy theory which might be interesting is if the character is Moni Roy and whether
That
the
would
powers
be
that came with
crazy,
her
man. That would
make
be
her so
great.
lustful for more power only to join the dark side and seek for the Brahmastra. While that will create a great origin story for the antagonist, I wonder how big of a role the other elements will play in the movie. Some are speculating actors like Tamanna Bhatia to be in the same role, but predictions aside, we know that Jal and Vayu represented through a character on horseback who I'm sure no one can predict who it is played by, will come together to aid Shiva who represents Agni. What is then showcased for us is a group of people who are imbibing powers from the sky, only to be secured in astras, I assume, keeping the heritage of keeping these powers secure and in the hands for those who think about the welfare of humanity. The moment of a Trishul coming in a character's hand, I assume, is still portraying the climax of this film where Ranbir reaches his final form. A lot of people are assuming that this might be Shahrukh Khan, who will give his powers to Ranbir, but I think Shahrukh's role is restricted to the scientist who might materialize into a force for further installments rather than having scenes as the embodiment of Shiva passing down his power
that
to the
is
chosen one.
big,
A man
bro.
is seen getting out of the facility after
Really,
presumably
really
being
huge.
cornered by
Massive.
someone, only to rise above in the sky and to be
Really
showcased as
massive,
an
man. That
embodiment of
looks
Hanuman. If
so
the facility
good,
is a
bro.
laboratory and Shahrukh represents a scientist who has tapped into some boundless powers, it would act as a crazy cliffhanger from the film. But the notion that Hanuman will be evil is out of the picture, so I wonder how they will integrate this image into the storyline. How will it impact Shiva's journey? Or will it just be a gateway to see how regular modern life and ancient mythology
That
are
makes sense.
cohabiting in the same universe?
That makes sense.
Now, even to the shock of regular citizens, his character and how they integrated into the screenplay still has me in wonder. In the next frame, you see the powerful nature of the Brahmastra when it comes into the hands of someone, a weapon so powerful that it can even pierce the armor of Brahma. annihilating everything in its way. This leads to the introduction of our protagonist in the form of Shiva, played by Ranbir Kapoor, who is a DJ found in a pandal during Dussehra celebrations. Unknowing of what's to come in his life, leading a regular life one gig to another, the scale of this dance number also looks absolutely insane, really
That
making me
looks
stoked
so
for what
good
Beetham
now.
has up his sleeve when the creators release the songs from this movie. A montage of gigs commence only for our hero to be unexplainably drawn towards Isha, a case of love at first sight. I loved the first interaction showcased in the trailer, Ranbir exclaiming, "Kya ho tum?" Probably after he couldn't take his eyes off of her as she danced on his songs. I can honestly endlessly listen to the sad Kesaria version sung by Arijit Singh. His voice exactly has the texture that makes most of us millennials or Gen Z cry without even trying, reminiscing about the most soulful and sometimes dark days
Man,
just through
this is
his
going to
alap.
be.
A development of their relationship is
It's
showcased
going to
only
be
for
the
the
best.
mystical elements to take over. This part of the trailer, which many people found slightly awkward, is the world building through exposition that many characters have to do, especially in complex storylines. Think of it as Cobb explaining dreams in Inception or Cooper explaining Tesseracts in Interstellar. This is where the real fear of the audience comes in, that the visuals look spectacular and Brahmastra does promise to be a spectacle, but we, which means you, me, and everyone, wish that the storyline, character developments, and dialogues do engage us the same way as the visuals, creating doubt
That's
in the
true.
effectiveness of dialogues and
That's
performance.
true.
Thankfully, this is only short lived. What we see next is Ranbir supposedly trapped in a layer of sorts, absolutely consumed by someone else's power, making me assume that this represents a sequence where Junoon has caught hold of him and is trying to extract all the powers from him. This is where the film looks at the journey of Shiva to understand how the Astras are being protected by a group of people, and this is where he meets Guru, played by Amitabh Bachchan, a leader of a society created to protect the Astras getting into the hands of evil forces. What follows is a montage of Amitabh Bachchan protecting the facility from some evil forces and the ability of
Wow. The
Nagarjuna in the team of
storyline looks.
protectors as well.
It
Just
does
like
look
Nandi
good.
is by Lord Shiva's side, you see Nagarjuna protecting Ranbir. A sequence of Ranbir Kapoor in a white shirt looking at the statue of Lord Shiva, I think, is the moment where he has handed over the powers of Lord Shiv. Many are speculating that the face of Lord Shiva is eerily similar to Shahrukh Khan, but I'll reserve that theory because I think it would have demanded for more days of shooting than what Shahrukh contributed to the film. After this, we finally get to see the elements of the dark forces, each one having the ulterior motive to harness energy to cause havoc in the universe. A society is showcased, an evil cult-like organization that has been possessed by the power of its leader, Junoon, to only have one goal in mind: to capture the Brahmastra. I think this scene also showcases Moni's character grabbing hold of the Brahmastra, finally having the power to cause carnage in the world, only for presumably Lord Shiva to understand and realize that Ranbir's character needs to be handed over his powers. The montage of Ranbir training commences and how he learns to be in control of the element of fire. He is shown to combat enemies only to skip further, wearing the same shirt that he was wearing in front of Lord Shiva's statue, and imbibing the ultimate powers handed over to him by the god. At this point, he becomes
This makes
unstoppable,
me feel
annihilating
so
Junoon's army that seems to have cornered him. The powers are in
unsettled.
full form across the
Yeah.
universe, and I would assume that Guru's facility gets attacked, the protection of which lies in the hands of the students who have powers with various astras of the universe. You see one creating a force field, one Wingardium Leviosaing some enemies in the air, and Nagastras being utilized, an arrow that takes the shape of a snake and never misses its
Crazy.
target. You see even Junoon taking the shape of a snake, walking her way towards Shiva and Isha, who are protected by Nagarjuna's character. This frame in itself, I think, is the final form of Ranbir Kapoor and nothing else. A man who has been given the title of the Chosen One, absolute control of the Agni Astra, the god of destruction, and embodiment of Lord Shiva right here. A montage of carnage that ensues just before Ranbir reaches the final form is showcased, protecting Isha from the evil force of Junoon, screaming with all his might. The final sequence, I would assume, would be Ranbir as the final embodiment of Lord Shiva, only for the post credits to roll and showcase how the Preserver, Lord Vishnu, will be introduced into the same universe. And that was a video, guys. Write down in the comments below about your theories, Easter eggs, cameos, and every information that you have regarding the Brahmastra trailer. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button.
This is quite interesting, you know, like the way that he explained everything right here makes sense. You know, and for me, it helps me to understand as well how all this is going about, because for you, for Indians, it makes easier sense, and you understand it better, as it is just an embodiment of the Hinduism, and you can see like the way they are trying to bring it out, but I love how they're doing it, and I've said that, man, just the link they've brought to all these elements, the powers, bringing back the historical stuff and all that religion. It's really, really good. The storyline hopefully is going to be crazy, it's going to be lit, and hopefully people don't get disappointed with this. But yeah, man, tell me what you think, guys, in the comment section down below. I'll be sure to check it out. And respectfully, man, this is, I don't know, this is gonna be, I'm so gassed right now, I'm ready to get this on, and they also know that this is going to be a banger, otherwise they wouldn't have decided to be dropping it like this. But yeah, we'll see, man. Take good care of yourselves, guys. Peace.